Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make my Crafting With You easel card. So here it is. This is how it folds flat, and then you just hook this under the little brad there, and that's how it stands up. So I'll show you from the side as well. Mine's got a bit battered in class and on my desk, so it will look a bit, a bit straighter when you make it, but you can't put it in the envelope like that. You have to unhook it and pop it down. So I'll show you the supplies you need to make this. The main one being, and I just love this set, and I think all of us crafters would agree, it's just amazing. I'll show you in the catalogue actually. It's called Crafting With You, and get the right page. You get these stamps here, and then also these cute dies down here, and you've got a little paper trimmer, and you can actually get a little bit of cardstock in there. You've got the sewing machine, the easel, the cutting machine, little embroidery hoops. You get so much in there, so it covers, especially if you've got crafty friends, it covers all sorts of different crafts. And I'll just show you a couple of other things I've used in here. I've used this painted texture embossing folder for this bit here behind, and I've used it's a fly the Subtles series of this designer series paper, so a bit lighter than these ones shown, but in the subtle colors. This fly is going to be in my video all the time. And these are the brads here. So you get squares and circles, different sizes, black and white. And then finally as well, oh, these are my favourite things in this catalogue here. These little ones here, the Tinsel gems, the 3-pack. And then some blends. So I've gone ahead and, oh no, show me supplies. Supplies, come on Tracy. Okay, so you will need a piece of thick basic white cardstock for the base, and this measures 9 1/4 inches by 4 1/8. You need a few pieces of basic black cardstock. This measures 5 1/8 by 4 inches. Another that measures 4 3/4 inches by 3 inches, and another which measures 1 7/8 by 4 inches. You'll need to select a sheet of designer series paper. I've got the whole sheet here, so I'm going to show you how to cut it. I've chosen this bubble bath one, but I did really like, what would this be? Pool party. But in my class we did all different colours and they all worked really well. I'm just going to show you this pack actually here. So on one side you get, oh, that's really bright, isn't it? The dots. I'll show you on this one. You get the dots and the stripes, and then on the other ones you get hearts and these little kind of dashes. So they're really good, and they come in all the colour families as well as the in colours. So they're good. You get 48 in a pack. Really good stack to have. So I've just got a 6x6 piece of that for now. You'll need some scraps of basic white. You'll need a one of the brads. You can choose black or white here. Anything else? I think that's it for now. Okay, so I'll show you the scoring on the base. So I'm just going to get my scoreboard. So we're going to score this on the long side, on the 9 1/4 inch side, at 2 inches and at 4 inches. Ignore this, that's not in the right place. It's for another project. And it took me ages to get the sizing right, to get it to stand up, all sorts of things. So yeah, I've kind of taken that guesswork away for you, because unlike normal easel cards, this one had to tuck in under there and still stand up. So some of them were too low, some of it was too high, it wouldn't stay under, it wouldn't stand. So anyway, we got there in the end. Okay, so with this one you're going to fold this little score line away from you here to create a little mountain fold. Let me get a bone folder, and then let me just check what I'm doing here. Yeah, that one's got to go in the other direction, hasn't it? Yeah, so there we go. So you're basically doing a little mountain valley, mountain valley, mountain fold. Yeah. So there we go. So that's how it's going to stand up. So let's show you how to cut this designer series paper. Get my trimmer. Okay, so I'm going to use the stripes for the back and then the dots for this bit down here, but obviously whichever papers you've got, you can choose what you want to do here. So choose a pattern. If you've got a pattern that goes a certain way, obviously choose that. So you're going to cut this, I'm just trying to find it on my notes, at 5 inches. So I'm going to do 5 inches this way first, get rid of that, and then at 3 7/8. Whoops, nearly did that wrong. So you're looking at 5 by 3, and that looks really wide. Hold on. 5 by 3 7/8. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay, trust your notes, Tracy. So it's been a while since I made this. So let me just reiterate. This piece here measures 5 by 3 7/8, and that's the one that's going to go on this back layer here. Then with this piece that you've got left over, you need to cut this at 1 3/4 by 3 7/8. So let's do 3 7/8 here. I'm just going to get rid of this little mark on that one, so I'm going to get rid of that. Imagine it's going to be on the other side. 3 7/8 by 1 3/4. So you can get all of that out of that one 6 by 6 sheet very easily. Okay, so we're going to use the dots on that one. That's the cutting for the designer series paper. Right, so let's go ahead and layer some bits up. So we can layer our main background onto this basic black piece here. So this is the biggest basic black. Where's my glue? Okay, so glue on the back. And apologies if anyone from the class has been waiting for this project. This was actually one of my June projects, still behind, catching up, and I was hoping to catch up with videos while Bo was away, and then I got a tooth infection, and I'm actually having it taken out tomorrow because they're not sure that root canal treatment will work on it. It's got a big crack in it, which is why it's been causing me so much pain. So Bo's been away for almost 2 weeks, and about a week and a half of that I've not been feeling well, so could be worse. And also I'm grateful, I'm going to Vegas for Stamping Up in a week and a half's time, so I'm grateful that it happened before I went and I can get it sorted here in the UK. But annoying, because I had so many things I needed to get done, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to layer this onto this back section here. Okay, I did Bo holiday nails, and I've normally got purple, you may notice in my videos. In fact, I've always got purple. I've had purple for years. And I thought I'd do mine blue, which I like, but I'm going back to purple next time, creature of habit. Okay, and we can also fold this one over. So that's on the inside back piece like that. And then on this piece here, we need this little layer and our other piece here that we cut. And this time I'm going to use the dots. So let's stick those together. Finally got a bit of sun here in the UK as well. I know the rest of Europe have been baking, but we've had, you know, I'm not a massive summer fan, but honestly, even I found this a bit depressing, the constant kind of rain and just miserable weather. I mean, quite chilly, but it's picked up today. It's a little bit, oh, that fly, can you hear it? A little bit thundery, but I've actually managed to get some washing on the line. Yeah, for once it feels like getting a little bit of the summer back. Okay, so that layers onto there. And like I say, this works with any of these papers. My class ladies chose all different ones and they all worked really well. So that's why I thought I'd just change it up a little bit. And they all work with the black, obviously, really well. So I've gone ahead and stamped this easel. This stamp, this stamp here is different. It doesn't stamp on it. So I've stamped this in basic grey, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. So there's a die for the easel as well as so many of the other components of the stamps, and I'm just going to pin it in place with some washi. Come on, Tracy, you can do this. Okay, you can spend longer lining it up if you want to. I'm just going to go with that because you don't want to watch me lining this up on a video. Very boring. I'll be right back when I've cut that out. Okay, poke this one out through the back. So good, these dies. I don't know if you saw them very well in the catalogue, but get all of these things: scissors, some little hearts, little flower, star. Not sure what they are, but I'm sure they're for a reason. Ruler, little cotton reels, spools, buttons and things. Such a good set. I would really recommend that you get it, because I think you can make so many different cards with this. Okay, so one thing I didn't tell you in your supplies actually that you will need is this layer of coordinating cardstock, and this measures 2 7/8 by 4 5/8, so 2 7/8 by 4 5/8, and I've gone ahead and I've cut sorry, I've embossed mine already here with the embossing folder. We use the painted texture embossing folder that I showed you earlier. So just to confirm again, you'll need a coordinating piece of cardstock that measures 2 7/8 by 4 5/8, and that is going to layer on this piece here. But I just wanted to give it a bit of texture in the background as well. I love embossing folders. I just don't think they get used enough, and they're kind of hidden at the back of the catalogue, not on purpose, just that's where it is. So I think sometimes we forget to see them, but there's some great ones as well coming out in the new Christmas catalogue. And I have to say, my pre-order goodies have arrived, and I'm going to do an unboxing video just to show you the kind of things I'm going to be using in my projects coming up over the next few months. But a couple of things weren't available to pre-order, which I will mention that I'm still going to get. But yeah, great selection in there. So yeah, look out for my unboxing video. Okay, so we have this. There's going to be a knack as to how to attach this, so I'll leave that there for a second. Let's go ahead and decorate this. So I've got some stamps already mounted from my class, and this little flower here, I'm using the marker to stamp technique for this. This one was in Fresh Freesia, but as I'm using bubblegum, I'm going to use bubblegum marker as well. So for those that haven't seen this technique before, you can colour our stamps, photopolymer or the cling stamps, with our marker pens, not with the blends, with the markers. So what you would do is you would come in and use the paintbrush end here. So this is Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to just go over these little leaves here. I think the door might knock in a second. I think I just saw a delivery person go by. It's just a delivery. And then over here you go over with this colour or with your other colour, and this is a great way to get different colours on a stamp. Sorry, I can just see I've got a few hairs on mine that I didn't clean it after my class. So give it a little huff, and then go ahead and stamp it on here. And these are sketchy, so it is going to look sketchy on there. It will dry a little bit lighter as well. And then you don't have to have that on there at all if you don't want to. I'm going to pop on there, sending you a handmade hug. So they've got little sentiments in here. Of course, you could just add a happy birthday or whichever you're going to do. Life is better when you're crafting. You inspire me with love. Really like that. So, but I'm using this one, sending you a handmade hug. So I'm just going to stamp it in black memento ink, so get that inked up well. And then, oops, I'll try not to get my head in as usual. I don't know if I've inked that enough, but oh yeah, that's great. I think that's a really sweet sentiment to get through the post, and especially if you're going through a little bit of a tough time or for whatever reason, or just because. Okay, we're going to use a bit of scrap now just to do these, and I'll show you how I got the colour on the brushes, and how I stamped the basket just with the basket stamp, so there's no great mystery there. I used crumb cake for mine. Craft cake? I think it's because I'm seeing like crafting with you in the title. So there's the oh, actually I think I stamped off when I did it, so I'm gonna stamp it and then stamp it again. Yeah, that's better. I just wanted a lighter colour. And then with the brushes again, you're going to use the marker to stamp technique, and I'm going to use what's this, early espresso for the paintbrush handles. And this is a little bit tricky. You can't see very easily where the handles end and the brushes start. So just, you know, go where you can. Just take your time. I'll just do it a bit quicker for here. And then do some in Lost Lagoon. One here, one there, one here. And then some in your other colour, which I don't know if I put mine. Here it is. So I've got Bubble Bath. So tempting to call it bubblegum. Is anyone else doing that? And these will come out really, really sketchy, okay? So if you're not keen on that look, then you know, colour them in separately or something. But they are meant to look like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. There are dies for both. So I'm just going to grab those. And while I'm there, this die for the basket, I'm also using to cut a piece of basic black cardstock for this bit. So I'm going to cut that one and I'm going to cut the basket out. So I'll pop these on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think in my original card, actually, I think I fussy cut that and we did in class, but that's just to show, you know, there's a die for it there. Okay, let's start putting this together. So you'll need something spongy to put underneath when we're trying to put our brad in. These came in with the when you buy the whole set of stamping blocks. So that's really handy, but just something that's got a bit of give in it and some sort of pokey tool. Take your pick tool is ideal. And then what you want to do is line up your black piece at the top in the center. Actually, I'm going to get my brad out quickly first as well. So you can use the black or the white brad here. Do you want white? Or do you want black? I'm just going to, I don't know. I'm going to stick with black. So get your brad ready. So you want this, am I still in shot? Yeah. You want this to be this way up, lined up with the white at the top and kind of in the middle this way and this way. So then you're going to, I'm just going to see what I did here. In the middle, pretty much, you're going to put a hole and then get your brad. Actually, that might not be big enough for the brad. Has that gone right through? Yeah. I'm going to go a bit more. Pop your brad in and then just splay out these little pins at the back. Okay, like that. So that's where you want that to be. And this is how this is going to line up so that it will fit in the right place. Okay. And then with this, you want it to be, when it's flat, you see it's just over the top, really just over the top of that top line there at the back. So, I mean, you can just see a shaving of the black over the back there. And so it's basically, you've got about the same little border all the way around here when you lay it down. You don't want it in the middle of that because it will just be too high. Okay, so have it centralized either side, just above that top bit. And so it's got a pretty much an even border all the way around here. And then you're just going to stick this bottom bit here to here. So flip it over. You can use some tape if you want. Just don't go too far up with the glue if you're using glue. So I might have preferred to use tape here, but I'm going to go with it. So pretty much, let me just check I've got a little bit. If you don't really have that little bit over the top, it's not the end of the world, but I just found that was where it sat best. I haven't gone exactly central, but you can see I've got a tiny bit of black there. You can barely see it, but I think this will work. So when you tuck it under here, oops, mine's a bit drunk, it's going to stand up, okay? So that's where you want it to stick, with that kind of little equal border around there. So don't worry if it pokes up over the top a little bit. Now we can go ahead and add these. So you can stick this down flat if you want to, or you can prop it up with a dimensional. What did I do? Yeah, I did some dimensionals on the back here. I didn't actually stick anything to the legs because it was just too fiddly. So I'm going to pop a few dimensionals on here. And just bear in mind, especially here in the UK, I know posting's different all over the world, but if you use a double layer of dimensionals, on your cards, it will be a large letter on the postage, so just bear that in mind. So that's going to tuck under a bit of there, so we don't want it right at the top. So about here, like I said, the legs are just kind of free to do their own thing. And then with the basket and the pens, or paintbrushes, sorry, you're going to, I've got a little dot that was from this card, I think. You're going to, I put these down flat and then I put a dimension on here. So it's up to you, however you choose, which order you choose to do it in. You could, this might be easier to put the dimensionals on the back of this one first. I think you need to get a couple on there. And then take the backing off, and you can arrange how you want these to stick out before you actually put them down. So I'm just going to have them, whoops, coming out at a bit of an angle, maybe up a bit like that. So, and then we're just going to put the whole thing, you could put a bit of glue on the back of here actually, because it's not going to really attach to much. And then I've just put that at the base of the easel and just coming over the side a little bit, and you can stick that down there. Cute. And then we're just going to finish this off with my chopped up little tinsel dots here. Love them. So what colour shall I go for? I think I might go for the green here. So let's put a little one there and a bigger one, oops, underneath, just at an angle. I take your pick, it's always decided to come apart. And then should I put a different colour down here? That might be quite good. Nope, I'm gonna go the same. So just one of the sort of medium size or little dots down here. And there you have it, my Crafting With You easel card. I hope you've enjoyed making that. Just going to tuck this under. There we go. That's how it stands. So take care. See you soon. Bye.